Hello, this is Magical Lady Duchess, and I am coming to you tonight to talk about what is a root worker, kind of like a root worker 101. I know that some people are probably going to disagree with me, and that's fine because it always happens. It seems like I get on people's nerves now. I used to get on people's nerves before, but I guess some people be bothered by me, child. I don't know. But I think there's room enough for everybody. I think that we live in a world, there's like billions and billions of people, and I think that um, everyone pretty much, everybody got their own thing. So I'm never going to be one of those type of people that talk bad about other root workers and spiritual workers and what they do. I'm not going to do that. This is not what this video is about. But I will tell you some do's and don'ts at the end of the video. So let's start. Um, let's start. I'm sorry, that's like one of my clients. Um, sorry. I be trying to make sure y'all be all right. I be trying, y'all be like, okay. So anyway, what is a root worker? So a root worker is somebody that practices like a form of hoodoo. A root worker hoodoo is not the same as voodoo. Voodoo is more of a religion, and hoodoo is more of a practice, so to speak, a practice. Y'all know me in my little notes, so I've been making like some notes so I can kind of be focused and grounded on what it is that I want to say. It's hoodoo, and it's also known as root work, and it's like they call it like Southern folk magic, and um, it's grounded in like the African heritage within the Southern United States. It's also kind of known, they call it like conjure. Okay, thank you. This new cat. It's also kind of like it's called conjure, root work, root doctoring, laying tricks. That's like the old time. That's like the old time where laying tricks, working roots are doing the work. Um, it's important, like a lot of, for you to know that hoodoo is not voodoo. It kind of blends. Um, it kind of blends the magical technology of the Congo slaves that were taken from Africa in the slave trade and combined it with like the Native American knowledge, a little bit of the European knowledge, and the Jewish mysticism. This is not up for debate. Look at her messing with my stuff. No. Girl, where's my spray bottle? Girl, I'm supposed to spray her. No. Don't ram me. Leave my stuff alone. Um, this is not up for debate. Please don't call yourself trying to debate with me. Hoodoo is not a religion. It is a magical system. The majority of like root workers, especially, they use like the Bible. They use Psalms. Um, they use, I know some they use Exodus. They use, the Lord's Prayer. So it's a system. It's not exactly like voodoo. It's not the same. And people will say voodoo, hoodoo, but it's not the same. It's not the same at all. Hoodoo practitioners, they, like I said, they call themselves, like I said, conjurers. I don't call myself a conjurer. I don't call myself a conjure doctor or a root doctor. I just do like work. They even have like they call them like the two-headed doctors, and that's a reference to the relationship between the magical practitioner and his spirit guide. Another person. They're gonna have to hold on for a minute. Um, Let's see. So while hoodoo and root work, they kind of originate in something like Louisiana, New Orleans, and stuff like that. I won't get into like when slavery ended and stuff like that. I would just say they had to find creative ways. I will go into what do root workers, what do they believe? Um, they believe in the power of the supernatural. The protection practitioner, they pray to deities. This allows hoodoo to exist outside a specific spiritual or religious system. Um, while root workers will pray the Psalms and the Lord's Prayer during their spell work, they see it as God assisting them with their work. Root work is firmly grounded, like I said, in practical approach to magic. Getting results for any root worker is extremely important. And I won't go into blessing and curses, but I will say that it's a blessing. You know, they do blessing and curses for healing, causing sickness. Um, sorry. um, they're a testament to fiercely like protective of God, and there's nothing wrong with calling upon for justice, for one's enemy. I mean, I don't want anyone to get um, misconstrued what it is. Is hoodoo evil? I don't think so. I don't think that it's evil. I think it's I think it's your approach to it. I think that most root workers are extremely wise. They're healers, they're herbalists, they're naturalists, they're family historians. They hold to tradition very strongly. Um, they are extremely intuitive people. Um, they're very down to earth, eclectic. They're solitary practitioners, mostly. And most times it's handed down from kind of like generation to generation. It's not something that they like kind of like read like a couple of books and decide like that's what they want to do. I don't think that it works like that. Like I said, the root worker, they kind of work with the Bible. Um, they use it. They use it as a source. They use saints as well to do some of the work so that it will prevail. Um, you're my husband back. I think at the end of the day, if you even go to a root worker, you have to understand that there's a huge responsibility for what you're requesting, what you're asking for. And it's even if they use voodoo. Voodoo is a religion. You know, voodoo is not something bad. And as a matter of fact, there's good and bad in everything that we do, whether you're using hoodoo or voodoo or wicked magic. You know, it's different, but it's not because everything is you're manipulating something, and that's the word that I'm gonna use: manipulating something. Um, like once you released your ritual or your spell in hoodoo, you know, by dwelling on it, you're holding on to it instead of letting it go. You know, to letting the divine do its work, and that's one of the things that I try to tell people too when I do work for them is to get out of the way. Like, let it go. I can't do what I'm supposed to do if you are in the way. Also, hoodoo workers do believe in the law of power. They believe in the law of power. And the power, you know, should not to be to bring you harm unless somebody has, you know, messed with you or whatever the case may be. But if they do, then the power shall be used to protect you, to protect your life and the life of others. Um, the power can be used for your own gain. That's where we do stuff for like prosperity for people, bringing love back to them. releasing them out of bad situations. We do some of everything because we want it to work. That's even like being paid. People say, well, I'm paying for a service. You're really not paying for a service. You're really paying for like the energy and the time of the person that's putting into you. Because anybody that does root work, they know that when you take on a client, baby, it's some babysitting hand holding that's going on, especially if you have them doing things because you have to be prepared. If I ask you to do something, my magic is intentful, which means if I ask you to do something, I have a reason for it. I just don't have you doing it just because. I have you doing it for a reason. And if you don't do it for a reason, then things won't work out in your favor. Magic is not guaranteed. Hoodoo is not 100% guaranteed. Voodoo is not 100% guaranteed because there are many, many things that come into play with root workers. You do have to pay. You do have to pay attention to everything they say. You do have to take notes. These people that are doing the work for you, they are not doing the work for you because they are just so in dire need of money. Now, I will say there's good and bad in everything, and sometimes people do take advantage of people. But that's in anything that you do. You just have to be very careful about who you trust to do stuff like that. And it asks a ton of questions. I don't take everybody's case. I don't. Only because if I feel like you're not going to do the right thing, you're not going to pay attention, you're not going to listen to me, you're not going to do what I ask you to do, I don't want them kind of problems. Only because I know how people are. And 99.9% of the time, if your spell or if the casting or the hoodoo work or the root work, whatever, the conjuring does not work for you, it's because you were asked to do something and you didn't do it. That's the truth. Because if you have to think about everything you do is intentful. Sometimes stuff happens just like that. You do a spell and it works. Then sometimes it might be 6 months down the line. That it's magic, it's not science. So for all the people who are doing root work, I feel you. For all the people that are using root workers to help them, I feel you too. I think that, at the end of the day, just be very intentful on who you get to help you because they have to explain everything to you. I mean, the thing about it is, always follow your heart and always let your intuition be your guide. And if you want to second guess yourself, don't do it because it will affect the outcome, most definitely. Um, that's also for like fortune telling, uh, divination in hoodoo work and root work. Um, Many conjurers, I do it. Before I do stuff for you, I will read your cards first. And then I'll decide, depending on what your cards are. And then I do like your life path to see if you guys are supposed to be together, whatever the case may be, before I make a decision like that. And most good root workers do the same thing. We don't want to waste our time. We don't want to waste our energy. Because if you good, people will come to you anyway. I mean, that's just it. Um, I'm trying to think, like, what else? Like I said, hoodoo is not voodoo. Hoodoo is a magical system, a magical practice. Voodoo is a religion, um, a very distinct religion that I totally respect. Um, I think that everyone who does this, they're amazing. I truly, truly like believe that. I really do. Also, to the techniques and stuff, they can range from a dress candle to the complexity of like a sold doll or like a mojo bag. Just to let you know that too. Herbs are used, floor washes are used, candle spells are used, mojo bags are used, magical sachets, powders are used, hoodoo condition oils, hoodoo doll baby spells. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So that's just my video on like root work and hoodoo work and how important it is for you to really know what you're asking for. I probably could have went deeper, but I'm not because some things you just don't tell. Anyway, this is Magical Lady Duchess, and you can reach me on my website, which is magicalladyduchess.com, and that's MAGICKAL ladyduchess.com. Or you can also email me at magicalladyduchess@gmail.com, which is the same, MAGICKAL ladyduchess at gmail.com. And I have a Facebook group, Infinite Energy. Um, I'm very leery about who I let in there, but you are welcome to friend request. So thank you so much for your time. And this is kind of like a small root work 101. Bye.